to the DSW podcast with James Ledger. Well, James, always lovely to catch up with you, and especially today because we've really got some exciting news about a project that's ever evolving. So tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, hi Sam. Always good to see you and speak to you. There's some exciting things going on actually, and I'm really excited to be part of it. But yeah, some of you may be aware that the National Youth Board launched the hashtag Just Ask podcast around probably a year and a half ago, and it was a fantastic idea from the Youth Board, and it's just ever evolving, and I'm just really excited to see what we can kind of build on from that.
So a series of podcasts, and you're at the helm, which is fantastic news because you tend to get out some great stuff from your guests. So how excited are you about the prospect of carrying on your role as the host?
I can't believe it. I thought people would be sick of my Swansea accent. But maybe not. But no, I'm absolutely loving it, and I personally learned so much as well, and I've been so inspired by some of the guests that we've already had on, and there's some incredible people lined up as well coming on to the next series of podcasts. People like John Harrison and people like that. Speaking to them guys has not just inspired me, but I know inspired many other people as well.
You're teasing us now, because can you reveal any of the guests that are going to feature in the podcast in the coming months?
Now that's the question.
Oof.
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
No because stay tuned on our social media platforms, because there's going to be lots of teasers going out prior to the podcast, so you can maybe have a little bit of a catchphrase game of who's the next guest going to be, but I'll leave that under wraps for now.
Okay, watch this space. Podcasts have become, I'd say, even more powerful, especially considering the last 2 years. It's a way of connecting, isn't it? It's a way of engaging. And they have become a really powerful tool for people, haven't they?
Definitely, yeah. From the feedback we've got, people have chosen podcasts as a way of almost escaping the world around them, and I think we all need that from time to time with what the last 2 years has kind of held for us all. So I think from speaking to people, they like going for their maybe their lunchtime walk away from work, and tuning into a podcast for 30 to 40 minutes and really delving into somebody else's lives, and really kind of relating to person and to their story, which has been really amazing.
As these podcasts are ever evolving and developing, which is very much the plan for 2022, what would you say are the aims of these programs in terms of engaging, with the people out there? What do you hope to achieve from them?
Yeah, I think our main aim is to reach as many people as possible in a positive way. So that may be through really inspiring stories, or really informative stories as well, like something that people can learn from people's own journeys and experiences. And I think if we can continue to do that, I think that's gonna touch a lot of people and really kind of help people within their own lives. And that's what we aim to do as Disability Sport Wales. We aim to help through the power of sport, and and that's what we hope to do for the podcast as well, in just another format.
I mean, you're an integral member of what I call the Disability Sport Wales family, but aside from that role, you're on a really interesting journey yourself. Perhaps people watching this, I mean, you are well known, you are a bit of a celeb. But in terms of you as an athlete, the last couple of months have been a very interesting time. No doubt some ups, some downs, some challenges, but tell us a little bit about where you're at and the kind of the goals moving forward.
Yeah, Sam, as you said, it's been a very a very interesting 6 months. It's really kind of opened doors and closed doors at the same time, and spurred a lot of emotions. So I'm visually impaired. I was born with my disability, bilateral coloboma and nystagmus, which has left me with less than 5% total vision. So I started my athletics career. I'm a 100-meter sprinter. So I started my athletics career as a T13 athlete, and that's the most sight of the visually impaired classes. And I started when I was about 16, and I'm 28 now. You know, getting on a little bit.
Looking good, looking good.
Yeah, but as I've gradually gone through my career, I when I was 18, I dropped down into the T12's classification, which is a little bit more severe sight loss. And in June last year, I was up for classification because the visually impaired classifications are reviewed every 4 years because of things changing with the conditions. So I was then classified as a T11, which is a result in that I now compete with a blindfold and with a guide runner. So on one hand, I was happy that, I love what I do. I love sprinting. I love that freedom of running as fast as I possibly can. And, knowing I can still do that, maybe in an adaptive way, that made me so happy that I'm able to do that. But on the other hand, of course, like it's kind of showcased and highlights my sight is getting worse, which is, never ideal. But, sport, even though it's only been 6 months, sport has completely helped me through that. And I've really just dived myself in, and I've been very lucky to work with some incredible people already. Joe McDonnell, who was the British Athletics para coach, has really guided me and helped me on my journey as a T11 athlete. He's helped me find 2 amazing guide runners, and from that I've thrown myself in the deep end. I've just jumped into races and see where we're at, and it's been a very short period of time, but it's gone really well, and I'm really happy and really excited for what's to come. And hopefully, as I said, there's going to be a few more doors opening.
Well, I know training's going really well, and you are reaching for the stars, aren't you, in terms of ultimately the ambition now with the change of classification, because you're dreaming big, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I dedicate my life to my sport, and I want to be the best I can be, whether that's in the T13, T12 or T11 classification. I'm very lucky that I've been speaking a lot to Libby Clegg, who was my female equivalent, who has absolutely mentored me through the whole thing, in terms of not just the stuff on the track, but off the track as well. She's been an absolute angel, and I can't thank her enough. But yeah, no, we're going for it, and it's Commonwealth Games year. There is a T12 race, but as a T11, I can compete upper class. So I'm aiming to do that, and qualification period ends very shortly for that. So we're doing everything we can to hopefully get to Birmingham 2022. And then, of course, there's the Europeans next year, but there's Paris in 2024, and I want to be there, and I want to be pushing for a spot on that podium.
You cannot help but not be totally enthused and inspired when anyone speaks to you. And I can't think of anyone more fitting to host the Disability Sport Wales podcast, because no doubt, even though you cannot give me any indication of any guess, no doubt you will be speaking to some fellow inspirational people too.
I really appreciate that, Sam. And as I said, it's so amazing. In Disability Sport Wales, we have so many connections to so many incredible people, from athletes to coaches to volunteers to staff. We're very lucky to have the network we are, and I can't wait to tap into that and share some more incredible journeys, stories, experiences, and yeah, it's a really exciting time. So yeah, watch this space.
Definitely. I cannot wait. I wish you all the best with the project. I, for one, will be watching, listening, and can't wait to see who your first guest is. But keep on trucking with training, and look forward to the start of the 2022 podcast. So thank you, James, for giving us that insight and that little tease of what's to come.